How's it going, everybody? Michael Turk here. In this video, I wanted to break down a punt from practice and go through the mechanics with you guys to highlight and show why it ended up being a good punt. So first, let's look at the side view from this punt. This was a 57-yard 5-5 hang. So we're going to look at the side view just to see where the ball ended up. And I believe it'll show the back view as well. And then we'll get into the ground level view to break it down with you guys. So here we go. Guys, so now we're on the side view of this punt, and we're gonna go ahead and break it down together. So first of all, the ball is on the 35. That means I'm standing around 13.5 yards away from the football. Some guys stand at 14, some guys stand at 15, or maybe 14.5. For me, I stand at 13.5, and the reason I'm able to do this now is thankfully I have learned the importance of staying short on my steps, and I'm able to get away with being at 13.5. If I were to, revert back to some of my older form, or if I still got long on my steps, now we're getting close to the block spot. And so if you have big old long steps, you definitely don't want to start at 13.5, and you probably want to work on that because as we'll break it down in this video, that's something that I really appreciate with this punt is I stayed nice and short, and that gave me an advantage to having a successful result in the end for this punt. So let's go ahead and look at it. Okay, so we catch the ball, and boom, my jab step is only like half a foot. It's barely in front of my right foot, and this is good. I like seeing this whenever I watch film. If my left foot is only coming that far forward, it's a good thing because I'm in such control of my body right here. Sometimes my left foot will get a little bit long on my jab. It'll start to become half a yard, and I can get away with it and still hit bombs. But I do notice on the days where I'm nice and short with this jab, I'm actually much more consistent. And something you'll notice throughout this whole entire punt is I am not I'm not leaning too far forward. I'm also not leaning straight up, but my hips are underneath me the whole time, and I'm in control of myself. So let's move on. This first drive step is only a yard from where I started. This is good. This is really good. Again, the reason being is because punting is all about leverage. It's not about just driving as much momentum as you can. It's about having great leverage on the football. And right now, that's kind of what I have in this athletic position here. I'm not leaning forward. I'm not trying to run at the football. I'm still on top of my hips. Now, something else I noticed in this punt is I did a good job of holding on to the football. My knee is well past this knee, and even right there is when I start to let go of it, and it's way past. And this is good because when I first started punting, I would sometimes start to let go right about here, just as my knee was, in direct relation to this knee and at the same level. And the reason that's not great is because the longer this ball is in the air traveling to your foot, the more time it has to move. And obviously when you're hitting the football, you don't want it to move at all. You want it to be as still as possible, especially if there's any wind or anything like that. You want to be have command of your drop. And in this punt, thankfully I did a good job of that. And that was one of the other key elements into why it ended up being a good ball. Now let's go into my final step here. So we plant at, the 24? So we took up a whopping 2.5 yards. And this is very good. I'm in complete control of my body. I have great leverage. The drop is nice and flat. It didn't move. And I'm ready to lock out. I'm not straining to reach for it. I'm also not crunched over, but I'm perfectly in control of my body and over my hips. Now, something else, let me go right here. When you punt a football, the place of your body where you're actually getting power from let me see if I can pause it on a good spot to show you guys, is right here, your hip flexor and your quadricep. And specifically, I think getting your hip cocked back like that is really hard to do at first. What I mean by that is when I first started punting, I would so much think about following through, getting my foot, above my head. If you ever watch the Ray Guy How to Punt videos, it's, get your foot as high as you can. Try to get your foot to the right of your ear. Well, following through is good, but really all your power is coming from your quad, right? Your hip flexor, and then is your hip getting through? When guys make big tackles, it's because they're getting their hips through the football, and that's exactly what I do here. My hips get cocked back, the ball's in striking position, and I just do a leg extension on the football here and right through the middle of the football. If you look at my follow through, really not that great. A little bit of a crossover. My foot's not even completely pointed because homie's coming in here like a madman. He beat a block, and so I kind of start swiping and decompressing that way. Not even the best follow through, right? But on the point of contact, I got my quad and my hip through, and I locked out with my foot. So what should that tell you? That should tell you do a lot of leg extensions, get a flexible quad, a flexible hip flexor, and do some explosive, maybe front squats or something. Obviously, you want to have strong hamstrings too. Of course, good for your body, your knees, and everything, and they should actually be stronger. But this is where you're generating all your power from as a punter. Also, notice my decompression. I'm not following 2 yards, falling 2 yards down the field or sideways. I'm pretty much in control, going straight up and down, following a little bit to the side. And here we'll see the result of the punt. Ends up being a good ball. So we'll go ahead and watch it all the way through one more time. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys. So thanks so much for watching. Key takeaways, once again, stay short, have a command over your drop, and use your quad and your hip flexor to really get power and get through the football. This is Hangtime, a.k.a. Michael Turk, a.k.a. Hangtime, a.k.a. Not Drafted, a.k.a. Wretched Sinner Redeemed by God's Power and Grace, signing off. Thanks for watching.